Good evening and welcome to Oschersleben for round 5 of the Sprint Race Championship, the penultimate round of the season.
And what a season it's been. Plenty of talking points throughout the field, and even at this late stage, any one of a number of drivers could be lifting that championship trophy.
That's right, and remember, because it's a sprint race event, we've got all 3 races this evening, just 20 minutes plus 1 lap for each race, so the action comes thick and fast. No time to hang about here.
Absolutely. Oschersleben is a great track for close racing, and there are plenty of opportunities for overtaking. We've already seen some great battles in practice and qualifying. It's going to be fascinating to see how it unfolds under the lights tonight.
Well, the tension is building here, and the cars are just making their way out onto the grid. Drivers, remember, keep it clean in turn 1. So a look at the grid then, and it's Martijn Mol on pole position. He'll be looking for a good start. He's got to make up ground on the championship leaders.
And it's a great opportunity for him from pole. He hasn't quite had the pace of John Astrup and Philip Koons this season, but if he can get away cleanly, he's in with a real chance. I always preferred starting from P2 though. Gives you a better view of what's going on at the start and a chance to get a slipstream.
It is a long run down to turn 1 here. Championship leader Koons starts down in P3. A steady start is all he needs tonight.
You can be sure that Chris Stokes will be looking to capitalize on any mistakes from the championship contenders, though. He's starting just behind them in P4. He's been in great form all year.
We're racing. Lights go out and the pack charges towards turn 1.
It's a clean start, everyone away in formation.
Callum Walker making up places early on. He's up to P13. Lindo will need to work hard to get that position back.
He's driving well, but he needs to settle down, find some consistency. You can't win a race on the first lap. Elliot Norton moving up the order. He's past Sebo for P9.
A great start for the Team 87 driver. He'll be hoping to get into the points from here. Nothing much happening for Neil Constable-Berry so far.
Sabo trying to fight back here, and he's through. Retakes the position from Norton.
And look at this. Martijn Mol loses the lead to Koons.
And Koons immediately gives it back. They're really going at it. McFarlane challenging Walters for 5th, and he makes it stick.
No, he doesn't. Walters holds on.
And McFarlane is back through. That's great racing.
Oh dear, contact. It looks like Jimmy Lindo has turned Callum Walker around.
The stewards will be looking at that. Could be a penalty coming for Lindo.
Phil Bodkin closing in on Neil Constable-Berry.
And he's through. Bodkin's having a strong race.
And there's a crash. Chris Stokes is out of the race after contact with Mac McFarquhar.
The battle for second is hotting up. Mole gets past Koons and is right on the tail of Astrup.
Koons comes straight back at him. That's a bold move, and he's back into second.
John Astrup takes the checkered flag. A dominant victory.
A brilliant drive from the virtual velocity driver. That's his 5th win of the season. He's closed the gap at the top of the championship standings.
Koons brings it home in second, but he just can't shake off Mole.
They cross the line almost side by side. A fantastic finish to this first race. David Constable-Berry looking to take P9 from Phil Bodkin.
He gets alongside, but can't make it stick. Bodkin holds on.
So, a thrilling start to the evening here at Oschersleben.
John Astrup was untouchable tonight, but the battle for the championship is far from over. Koons still leads, but with 2 races to go, it's all to play for. So, the championship table has had a bit of a shakeup after that first race. John Astrup's win has really blown the race for the title wide open.
He's now just 9 points behind Philip Koons, who still leads the standings. It's going to be fascinating to see how they both approach these next 2 races.
And don't count out Chris Stokes either. He's still in the mix in second place. Remember, consistency is key in this game. Every point counts.
Absolutely. This is what makes sprint racing so exciting. It's all still to play for with just 2 races remaining. So it's a reverse grid for race 2, which means that championship contenders Koons, Astrup, and Stokes are starting way down the order.
It's going to be a tough ask for them to get through the field, that's for sure. They need to be careful in the early laps and not risk any damage. You don't want to be playing catch-up in a championship like this.
Jimmy Lindo starts on pole. Can he make the most of this opportunity?
He'll certainly be hoping to. He'll need to have a clean start and try to hold the quicker guys off for as long as possible.
This is going to be a fascinating race.
And they're off. A clean start for Lindo from pole, with the pack is tightly bunched behind him.
This is going to be a busy first lap. Lots of action to come, I'm sure. Coons and Astrop both making their way up through the field already. They're up to P12 and P13.
Yeah, but they've got a long way to go yet. They need to be patient and pick their moments.
Joel Lemrich is on the move. He's up to 4th.
It's getting feisty in the midfield. Norton and Walters swapping positions. Looks like they're in a right old ding-dong battle.
Oh, and there's been contact. Martin Mole into the back of Nigel Walters.
That's going to drop Walters down the order. The stewards are taking a look at it. Mole could be in trouble here.
McFarher is looking quick. He's up to 3rd now.
No, Bodkin's fighting back.
And McFarher takes the place back. This is great racing.
Neil Constableberry is falling back through the field like a stone.
He's been overtaken by Mole, Sabo, Norton, Stokes.
And now a Strop gets past. He's down to 9th now.
David Constableberry on a charge, past Bodkin, past Walters.
Oh no! Contact. He's collected Walters. They've both gone off.
It's like a game of cat and mouse between Norton and Sabo.
Norton goes through again. Sabo fights back.
And Norton retakes the position.
Nope, Sabo's back in front. This is anyone's guess.
John Astrop and Philip Coons are both past Chris Stokes now, and they're right on the tail of Greg Sabo.
Stokes is going to have his work cut out to hold on to a top 10 finish from here. Crash. Oh dear, that's Nigel Walters and Neil Constableberry together.
Daniel Cochise and Elliot Norton are having a good battle for 4th place.
They're swapping places every other corner.
Norton's through. No, Cochise is back ahead. This is great racing. McFarher's closing in on Lindo for the lead.
They're side by side. It's going to be close.
And they touch. McFarher goes spinning. John Astrop looking strong. He's past Cochise for 5th. Elliot Norton trying to get past Jimmy Lindo.
He can't make it stick. Lindo holds on to 3rd.
Martin Mole takes the checkered flag. A brilliant drive from the Dutchman.
He had to work for it, though. That was a really exciting race. McFarher recovers to take 2nd, a good haul of points for him after that earlier incident.
Elliot Norton holds on for 3rd place. A great drive from the Team 87 driver.
So a dramatic second race. Martin Mole takes the victory, but with the championship contenders finishing down the order, it's all going to come down to the final race.
Can anyone stop John Estrop from taking his 2nd consecutive victory and close the gap to Coons? This championship is going right down to the wire. What a difference a race makes. Chris Stokes is now leading the championship after that dramatic 2nd race.
He didn't even have to get near the podium. Coons and Astrop getting caught up in the midfield really hurt them.
That's right, it's incredibly tight at the top now, with Stokes on 312 points, Coons on 309, and McFarher not far behind on 252.
It's all going to come down to this final race. The pressure is well and truly on. So here we are then, the final race of the season. The grid is set and the tension is palpable.
Mac McFarquhar starts from pole, but it's the championship contenders starting further down the grid who will be attracting the most attention.
Chris Stokes will be hoping for a repeat of the last race, where the leaders took each other out, allowing him to take the lead of the championship. He starts in P8.
Coons is in P5 and Astrop is just ahead of him P4. But it's going to be a tense race, that's for sure. They've got to go for it from the start, but they've also got to keep it clean. And we are racing. It's a clean start for McFarher for pole, but John Astrop is on the move.
He's already up to third. This is going to be a dramatic finale to the season. Callum Walker straight into the wars. He's tagged Constable Barry and now he's collected Bodkin.
Elliot Norton holding station in 6th place. Can he make a move for the podium in this final race?
Coons is looking racy, but he needs to find a way past a Strop. Those two are looking very evenly matched. Lindo and Constable, Barry going at it like they've got something to prove.
And it's all kicking off. Constable Barry and Co. Cheese collide.
This is great for Lindo. He's up to 8th.
Oh no! Huge crash for Lindo. It looks like contact with Sabo sent him into the barriers.
The stewards will have a look at that. Could be a penalty for Sabo.
Lindo's race is run. That's a real shame after such a promising start. Cochise and Sabo now coming to blows. They're really going at it, hammer and tongs.
And they touch. Cochise is spun around. Sabo's lucky to get away with that.
The stewards have given Sabo a penalty for that incident. Bodkin and Cochise are at it again.
They're swapping paint and positions.
And they touch again. This time Cochise comes out on top.
Mole sees a gap and takes advantage. He's past both of them.
It's a four-way battle for 8th place. Mole, Constable Barry, Sabo, and Cochise all nose to tail.
Sabo tries to go around the outside of Mole.
And they touch. Mole holds on to the position. This is incredible.
Cochise gets past Sabo for 10th place.
Mole's on the move again. He's up to 8th after passing Constable Barry. Astrop and McFarher are pushing each other to the limit.
They're side by side. It's going to be very close.
And they touch. McFarquhar gets a warning for that one.
And Sabo's in trouble again. He's taken out Constable Barry.
That's a penalty for sure. Bodkin and Walker are having a good battle for what is now the final points paying position.
They're right on the edge of their seats in the garages. Every point counts.
McFarher takes the checkered flag. He wins the race, but it's Philip Coons who is the new champion.
What a finish to the season. Coons comes home second ahead of Stokes in third, but it's enough to give him the title. So McFarher wins the final race of the season, but it's Philip Coons who is crowned champion after a dramatic and thrilling season finale.
Schrock's championship challenge ultimately fell short, but he can hold his head high after another race win this evening. Congratulations to Coons, a worthy champion. So, at the end of a thrilling evening of racing, Chris Stokes is your sprint race champion for 2023.
What a roller coaster ride that was. He came into this final round trailing Coons in the standings, but those 2 crashes in the final race for Coons really cost him dearly.
McFarher can also be happy with his performance tonight, taking the final win of the season and securing 3rd place in the championship.
Congratulations to all the drivers and teams on a fantastic season. We've seen some brilliant racing and plenty of drama along the way. We can't wait for next year.